Okay, if you're watching this video, that means that you have purchased a Blink Blink Sewable Circuit Kit, or you're just interested in learning about introduction to sewable circuits. With our Blink Blink Sewable Circuit Kit, you can make things like light up needlepoint projects, e-textile projects, or even sew circuits into any kind of wearable or fashion item. Okay, so first thing, let's go over the items that you'll get in your sewable circuit kit. Starting with the best thing, the LEDs. So you'll get a pack of different colors and sizes of LEDs. And I'll pull one out of the bag here to show you that all the LEDs work in the same way. They have two legs, and the longer leg of the LED is the positive leg and the shorter leg is the negative leg. This is going to be really important to remember when you start putting your circuits together. The second component that's important to talk about is the battery. So you'll get 5 3-volt coin cell batteries in your sewable circuit kit. And it's important to note that when you put the batteries back into your kit, you want to make sure you store them in these little baggies. If the batteries are touching each other when you store them and they're not inside the little baggie, then they can start generating heat. So make sure you always put them back in the little baggie before you put them away. So the first thing we're going to do is make a basic circuit using the battery and an LED. And look closely and see which leg is longer and which leg is shorter. So this longer leg here, like I said, this is the positive leg. Now the battery also has a positive and a negative. The top side of the battery has a plus sign, that's the positive side, and the bottom side of the battery, the blank side, is negative. So what we want to do is match up the positive leg of the LED to the positive side of the battery, the negative leg of the LED to the negative side of the battery. So I'm going to turn the battery like this, match up positive to positive, negative to negative, and when I squeeze together like that, our LED will light up and blink blink. So the next component in the kit that we're going to talk about is the battery holder. This battery holder will fit your 3-volt coin cell battery, and you can just slide it in like this. So the battery holder also has a positive and a negative. These little prongs on each side of the battery holder are conductive, and this side with the circle right here, that's touching the positive side of the battery, and so this is the positive side of the battery holder. This prong right here is the negative side of the battery holder. There's a metal tab that's touching the bottom of the battery, which means it's extending out the negative side of the circuit to this prong right here. So what we can do if we want to light up the LED is use our alligator clips to connect the prongs from the battery holder to the legs of the LED. So we're going to talk about the next item in your sewable circuit kit, which is your alligator clips. These are perfect for prototyping circuits. Before you make anything permanent and sew your circuit into an item, it's always best to test to make sure the way you hook it up is going to work. So I'm going to take out 2 of the alligator clips, and I'm going to use these clips to connect the battery, using the battery holder, to the LED to light up the LED. So I'm going to grab this black one, and you'll see they work just by squeezing the back, just like a clip, open it up, and I'm going to clamp it on to the metal tab, and that's the negative side of the battery. Then, same thing on this other side, I'm just going to open it up, put that on the short leg, which is the negative leg of the LED. So this black alligator clip is representing the negative side of the circuit. And now I'm going to clamp again onto the positive side of the battery holder, And I'm going to clamp this on to the longer leg, which is the positive side of the LED. And there we go. Our LED is blinking. So as you can see, I have just completed a circuit using the battery holder, 2 alligator clips, and 1 LED. This is the negative side of the circuit, and this is the positive side of the circuit. So when we start adding in other conductive materials, they'll operate on the same principle of negative to negative and positive to positive. So instead of having an alligator clip here, I can complete the circuit using conductive tape or conductive fabric or conductive thread. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull out my conductive thread in a bag like this, 1 needle and 1 wrap of conductive thread. So the first thing I'm going to do with the thread is I'm just going to cut off a piece of it. That way it'll be easier to work with. Okay, so after I cut off my piece of conductive thread, what I'm going to do is bend the LED a little bit, and that will make it easier to loop my conductive thread around the LED so it stays. So I'm going to take a pair of tweezers and just bend it like so. So now I have a little loop. You'll see I have a little loop in the negative leg of the LED, and I'm going to string the conductive thread through that. And I'm going to tie a knot. So now the conductive thread is attached to that negative leg of the LED. And when I touch it to the negative side of the battery, the light will go on. See, there we go. So I'm going to string this through this little hole in the tab on the battery. And tie a knot on that side. Okay, so again, the circuit is completed, so the light is on, and we've got the conductive thread is representing the negative side of the circuit, and the red alligator clip is still representing that positive side of the circuit. So to bring out the next and last item that comes in your kit, conductive fabric, I'm going to use that to complete, I'm going to replace this alligator clip and use conductive fabric to complete the positive side of the circuit. So here's your sheet of conductive fabric, and it's a big sheet that comes folded like this, and I'm not going to unfold it all the way, just going to do a part of it just to show you how this works. So take off the alligator clip and the light goes off, and now what I want to do is this LED here, the positive leg of the LED, using the conductive fabric, positive side of the battery when it touches, and the light goes on. So now, as you can see, the negative side of the circuit is conductive thread, and the positive side of the circuit is conductive fabric. So one thing to be really careful of, especially when you're working with these soft circuit materials, is that they're more malleable, they can move a lot more, and when the positive and the negative side of your circuit touch, that's called shorting the circuit, and your LED won't go on. So if you see here, when the negative side, so this piece of thread touches the positive side, it turns off the LED. That's because negative and positive are crossing, and it's shorting the circuit, and the light can't go on. So when you start to embed these materials into whatever project you're working on, make sure that you keep your negative and your positive side of the circuit separate and not touching. Okay, there we go. That's all we have for our Blink Blink Sewable Circuit Kit. Good luck with your first project, and please let us know what you make.